Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. So today I'm going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle, which just came out. It's the Season 8 finale. I am super excited for it. It is Saitama versus Popeye. As silly as it is what we're getting for the Season 8 finale, and I'm honestly really excited for it right now. I am reacting to it on the Rooster Teeth website right now, as opposed to YouTube, because I am kind of pressed for time, and at this time it's not ready for me to react on YouTube, because the premiere is currently going, so I can't do that, but I am doing it on the Rooster Teeth website. And yeah, there were some people who thought that I wasn't, like, excited for this fight, who thought that I didn't like this fight idea, but I guess I was just complaining a little too much that it wasn't Galactus versus Unicron, even though I tried to be as civil as possible, but I can understand that perspective. But either way, no, I do think that this is one of the better fights that Saitama is in. Like, you know, there are a lot of fights for Saitama that I really don't like, but I think that, you know, Popeye is actually a pretty good choice, considering that they have, like, similar shticks, you know? So I actually think that works pretty well, and I am excited for it. You know, it's a death battle finale. I am excited to see what Death Battle does with it. Again, I am kind of pressed for time, so I'm not going to be talking too much before the video starts, but in terms of who I'm rooting for, I don't really have a huge connection to either of them. I do want to get into One Punch Man, but I'm not currently super into it right now. In terms of who I think is going to win, I'm not sure whether or not they're going to have it be a draw or anything weird like that. I think at one point Death Battle said they're not going to be doing any more draws, but they've gone back on their word sometimes before, so, you know, who knows. But in terms of who I think would win if they were actually going to pick a winner, I'm pretty sure that Popeye is going to win just because he's actually, like, more of a gag character than Saitama. I know there's a lot of debate whether or not Saitama is a gag character or if he's more of just, like, a parody character in a comedic setting, you know, that kind of thing. But it definitely seems to me like Popeye is more of that kind of gag character, and even then, when just looking at their regular feats, Popeye has just done better things because of his Toon Force, you know? So I think that Popeye is going to win personally, but either way, I'm really excited to see what Death Battle brings to this season finale, so let's get started. It's gonna be weird taking a break from Death Battle.
The One Punch Man. Popeye,
there we go.
The Sailor Man. East versus West. Old versus new. Healthy eating versus basic exercise. These two warriors may seem ridiculous, but their unassuming exteriors belie impossible strength. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
Do we get a shot of the animation? Oh, is that the animation? That's pretty cool.
Life is pain. Brutal.
Yes. Yes, it is.
During our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them, we are lost. Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential.
I took existentialism as a class in my recent semester. It was weird.
Was to save this butt-chin child from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence. This man was Saitama,
as you do every day.
He was going to be a superhero. And so he trained, pushing his body beyond its limits and shattering the boundaries of humanity.
Yep.
So hard, his friggin' hair fell out.
I mean, he broke his limiter, which meant that his natural growth was essentially non-existent anymore, or growth limits.
To his horror, that's exactly what he got. All it took was one punch. Damn it!
That's where the comedy comes from, right?
He became the one, the only, the infamous.
That's pretty funny.
Caped Baldy. But anyone who's cool knows him as One Punch Man.
Oh, so I'll call him Caped Baldy then.
Every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch. And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out monsters.
Oh yeah.
Like a giant who's over a quarter of a kilometer tall.
It's a titan.
City-sized craters into the earth. Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Right, we saw Tatsumaki 2 years ago on the show.
From the Earth's surface and lifted it
likes fighting video games discount prices.
Never even broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them. During their battle, that same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama, who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it. The lava he was bathing in, naked. And then he
Alright.
Surprise. Saitama's created after images just by hopping side to side, defeated a martial arts master with his butt, and survived the inhospitable vacuum of space after being kicked all the way to the moon and before jumping
Right, he jumped back. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's 8% the speed of light. Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed or punch so
Damn.
fast his fist starts to blue shift. You know, that thing that happens when you approach the speed of light? Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And
Right.
if he wants to amp it up,
And the serious punch.
consecutive normal punches. Are you kidding me?
And a lot of
Those
serious
are
punches,
his
actually.
techniques?
Serious
What kind
techniques.
of self-respecting anime protagonist is he? Plain and simple, he's a satire boy. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we join him when he's already there.
Yeah.
Basically, imagine if Goku went Super Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all the drama out of it, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's the joke. That's the
Far
parody
from the power
aspect, yeah.
fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless.
Yeah.
His new reality was inescapably boring. Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them. Or shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the Torino scale. For those not in the Torino, that's equal to 1 trillion tons of TNT. This guy's training
Well.
must have been insane. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer
Yep.
run. Do it every single
I'm aware of this.
You've got to be shitting me. It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair, though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible. Well, 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out. Doing 100 squats and then running half a marathon every single
Yeah.
day?
That last part is really crazy.
Put simply, effective workouts involve shredding muscle fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves.
Of
more
course.
durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep. But Saitama's workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and over. After a few days, he shouldn't even have been able to move, but he just kept going. There might be an explanation.
I mean, yeah, he broke his growth limit, right? So it just allows him to go past what he should be able to do.
Well, one punch. According to Genus's hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter. Basically, every
Yeah,
living thing
that's
on
what I've been
Earth has
saying.
a limit to their natural abilities. At some point, no matter how badass they are, they'll plateau. Wait a minute. Have I?
Yeah, the plateau effect. Good for you, Boomstick.
Well, Saitama trained so hard, he literally defied the laws of nature and reality. He just breaks
He can
the
wiggle his
laws of
ears,
the
that's
world.
great.
He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand. And while he has stated that his strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full. So
Yeah.
when he fought the godlike alien conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
Yeah.
It reflected Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon. Now, see, that's an attack name. An energy blast that was going to blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zettatons of TNT.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A trillion of the world's strongest nukes going off at once. Despite his obvious and overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world. Well, he doesn't seem to mind. Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict.
I mean, he's a good hero. Like,
perspective on how tropey
he just does it because he's a hero.
Only Saitama's the only one in on the joke, because who cares about how far up their own ass a supervillain is?
Yeah.
Chill at home with your buds and play video games. Maybe that was the real lesson all along. Not to value our lives based on our accomplishments, but on the time we spend living and enjoying life's simple pleasures.
Yeah.
Leave that to Saitama, and I can't think of anything more
And I gotta remember that
pleasurable.
more
Which is
often,
so
to be
hard my
honest.
name becomes a byword for literally unbeatable. The dude is the undisputed king of broken anime characters. Because until Saitama finds his equal, he's gonna end all his fights in one punch! I guess that takes care
Until he finds his equal. Or, well, is he finding his equal today? Let's see. Oh, yeah, sorry, we got some ads because we're on Rooster Teeth. Give me a sec.
Transcend humanity.
Until Saitama finds his equal.
Alright, we've gone back a little bit. Yeah, sorry about that. I know that there are more ads on Rooster Teeth than on YouTube, typically, but I didn't want to run the risk of not being able to react to it at all, because, again, I wanted to do it quickly.
Popeye the Sailor Man, hero, adventurer, dealer. Man.
He is a man. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Man, he sounds like he smokes a pack of Marlboro Factory.
See, his is more about, like, the
If you
physical
ever wanted to know what
cartoon
angry cat
comedy.
sex sounds like, he can sing.
But other than that, he's pretty similar to Saitama.
How exactly do you know? Never mind. Popeye are humble. Born to the cruelly named Poop Deck Pappy, Popeye was
Poop Deck Pappy, wow.
horrifically ugly. So ugly, his father fled in embarrassment of his spawn and never returned. So Popeye grew up with a chip on his shoulder and a pop in his eye.
Yeah,
Eventually,
yeah,
after
you'd
discovering
think.
his higher calling, beating the snot out of people. Don't worry, Popeye's fists are
Like spinach,
righteous.
olive oil, and more spinach. Olive oil is a character, though, right?
Inspired by his adopted father, Whaler Joe, Popeye set out to put his combat prowess to the test and join the Navy.
That comic looks
becoming
more modern.
a true sailor man.
I wonder how old that
Later,
is.
He learned the sweet science of boxing and to battle against World War II era racial stereotypes. I'm being non-specific, not just for sensitivity, but because there are so many examples.
I see.
In the era of rubber hose animation,
I mean,
Popeye's body
yeah,
is
it was a
essentially
different
made of,
time.
well, rubber, able to stretch, twist, squish, and squash any way he likes. Or rev up his arm for a punch that'll knock you around the planet. Popeye's punches
Yeah.
are fascinating, since they can disincorporate their targets into composite elements, like turning anchors into fish hooks, an alligator into handbags, and several Native Americans. You know, I don't even want
Yeah,
to
let's not go there, please.
He's a cartoon. He can basically do whatever he wants. He can
See, that's the
shoot
thing.
fire from his
Regardless of how
corncob
strong you
pipe,
want to say
pull a
Saitama
baby
is,
clothes,
Popeye can do
shoot
things
bolts of
Saitama
lightning out
can't
of the air,
with his
and
brute
even
force
give the
somehow.
sun a black eye. Judging by the distance the sun
Yeah.
is from the Earth, as well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it,
Oh boy.
he must have been moving at 500 times the speed of light. In order to
Well.
generate that force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even
Oh,
shot
really?
so fast he somehow occupied two places at once and hit himself. So, was he just born this way? Is being ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass? 'Cause if
Yeah.
so, you might want to get on
I would
that
know.
thing.
No, I'm kidding.
No. The secret to Popeye's immense physical strength is simply the virtue of nutrition.
Yes.
I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
I love how for Saitama it's working out, but for Popeye it's nutrition.
That has turned him
It's like the
from a
two
mere
halves
sailor
of what
to
you
a
need.
veritable god. Spinach. Propaganda straight from the bean counters at Big Vegetable. You'll never get me to eat my grains, damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain alcohol for me! Originating in Persia, Spinacia oleracea is a
Are we getting into the history of this?
antioxidant-rich vegetable that can help prevent cancer and reduce blood pressure. And apparently imbue your biceps with the power of God and anime. While a normal can of spinach contains about 44 calories, when used in Popeye's world, its effects are multiplied. Not
Yeah?
only does it immediately increase Popeye's already impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him virtually impervious to harm. It lets
So he's
him
already
fly,
like that
turn
strong and
invisible,
fast, or
shape-shift
close
his
to
body
that
into
without
literally
spinach
anything,
anyway?
and even survive the universe getting turned off. That's right. This big whatever the hell that thing is apparently God, and he turned off
Apparently
reality
God.
in order to kill Popeye and his friends. Because why not? Except guess what? Popeye was fine. Why? Because he eats his spinach. I wonder what his
I eat
nutritional
sweet
content
spinach.
was. Let's find out with math. No! A single can of spinach.
Boomstick, you've done this before.
Was able to grow up
Not this, but like
so tall,
math.
reached into outer space, all the way to a nearby solar system, and shattered this stylized yellow star. By measuring the
Is that a
volume of
real
this
star?
spinach
Is that what
stock
it's
and
supposed to
including
be?
the caloric density of regular spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories.
What?
That's over 700 octillion times greater than the total calories the average person will consume over their entire life. That's over 46 million Yoda tons of TNT. Enough to destroy, well, a star. Or enough
Right.
to punch your annoying neighbor so hard that when they land, they tilt the Earth. By measuring the angle of the planet after tilting, we can determine...
We're really
its
getting into all the
by about
calcs.
13 degrees
Which honestly
in
is
less
funny
than a
because
second. That's a speed
of what these
about
kinds of characters
1
are.
meters per second. I wonder, is that enough to power a rocket ship so fast it travels backwards in time? Yeah, because that happened. I only know one
Dude.
type of herb that'll take you through time. Whatever
This
kind of
really does feel like
it is,
Deadpool versus
sure
the
ain't
Mask in some
not
ways.
true. Popeye doesn't consume
And when we get to the
some
Toon Force
special
character, it's just,
spinach.
what?
Any kind will do, even if it's handed to him by the audience in the real world while watching his cartoon. He can summon cans to his side by whistling for them, praying to God,
Yeah.
painting them into reality, or just
There were a
waving
lot
his
of people
hand
who were saying,
until
like,
he's
oh, well, what
literally
if,
been
you know, Popeye
disintegrated into nothingness.
doesn't have
Then
spinach
his
on him or runs
nothingness
out? Well, he
grabbed
can
the
get
spinach
more.
can out of nowhere and ate it. Nothing ate it. His
And Death Battle's gonna
nothingness.
use the characters at their max anyway, so it's not like they would pull that card.
So hard, he tears the film strip he's being animated on, or exit his cartoon to beat the shit out of his own animator. So Popeye's basically fought two different versions of God and whooped their asses. You know, he's a
I gotta get into
pretty
this. This is
considering
fun.
He's basically a spinach-eating Lovecraftian nightmare, but he's
Oh
always
my
down
God.
for a scrap. So if you decide
Is there
to
anything he
attack
hasn't
him,
done?
be aware you're messing with one of cartoon's all-time heavyweight champions. And for your own sake, eat your fucking vegetables.
I'm gonna eat more vegetables now. And do Saitama's workout regimen.
All right, the combatants are
I'm gonna get
set.
jacked. No, I'm kidding.
Through all possibility. It's time.
Okay, it's time for a death battle. I'm gonna pause the video right there. Okay, so yeah, apologies if we run into any more ads. Actually, it looks like there's an ad break over there, but we'll get through that. But yeah, so I'm not gonna be talking about this fight for too long. I don't see Saitama winning this. Like especially after all that, especially after going into everything. They talked about how, you know, Saitama was able to match characters that could move a little below the speed of light and like approach the speed of light himself, but Popeye was literally able to swing his fist over 500 times that, I believe, and move so fast that he punched himself. Like, that's like the ridiculous like speed that you really can't measure, you know, like you're just breaking physics at that point, which makes sense. He's a cartoon character, but still, you know, like that's just something I don't think Saitama can keep up with. And when it comes to power, we talked about, you know, the collapsing star roaring cannon, I believe that's what it was called, which was capable of destroying the planet. But I believe that's the biggest number they threw out for Saitama. And of course, you know, like Saitama has not shown his full strength. Of course he hasn't, you know, so, and they actually said that. So, you know, I guess I could see them making the argument, well, like, it's a lot closer than you might think because Saitama hasn't shown nearly his full strength. And, you know, if they really treat, you know, the whole, him being able to bust through a star or whatever for Popeye as his best feat of strength, and, you know, maybe I could see the argument that, like, oh, they're around close to even, but, like, you can't really make that assumption without the hard evidence, you know? Like, there is evidence that he hasn't shown his full strength, but there's no evidence of what that is. So until we get something like that, you know, it's kind of unfair to say, oh, well, Saitama can definitely match Popeye in strength, when Popeye has just shown a lot better, you know? I think more consistent feats to that caliber as well. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. And also, like, being able to survive the universe turning off. I don't know if that's, like, a direct durability feat or what. Again, it's cartoons. But he's also able to, like, interact with people outside of the cartoon. He's able to get spinach from an audience member. He's able to punch the artist, you know? So, again, like, being able to punch so hard that he turns things into other things. Like, yes, Saitama is powerful, but he's not able to do that. You know, he's not able to do stuff as crazy as that. So, unless they're really pulling something like they both cannot lose, which it doesn't sound like they're doing. It really sounds like they're treating this like a true versus debate. Then I'm pretty sure that Popeye's gonna win. I will be very surprised if Saitama actually manages to win this one. If he does win, then I'll have to hear the explanation, but yeah, that's just me. I don't hate Saitama at all. I think he's a really funny character. It's just like when looking at it from like a serious versus debating perspective, Popeye has just done better. And I felt like I knew that before, but after seeing this especially, holy shit. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I'm really excited. It's the season finale. Hopefully they got something really good. Very interesting style.
Always so expensive. No thanks.
It's so expensive.
Guys, can't stand no one bad-mouthing me spinach.
You know what? It's a silly story, but that's perfect for these characters. I'm just waiting for Saitama to, like, hit him once, and then for it to not kill him, you know? But he actually isn't hitting him at all. Thanks, Popeye.
Slow me down. You ain't got a scratch on yas.
I know, right? Overwhelming strength is
I love the deadpan humor. Yes!
I can't read that.
Well, he's just gonna pull himself back together, I'm assuming. Oh, so he just pops some spinach in and then he comes back. Okay, fair enough. Cause like, yeah, I saw the blood, but like, oh god damn it, 1 second.
Aren't born.
Alright, I backed up again. Yeah, sorry about that. I really don't like how Rooster Teeth has so many ads on the videos, but again, I've already explained why I'm doing it on Rooster Teeth instead of YouTube this time. But yay, he's back! Okay. I mean, this is what you wanted, right? A good fight? Alright, let's go! The animation style is really growing on me. Wait, Popeye can do more than just after images. Ouch! Oh, we just switched to sprites. That looks so good. Oh my god, that was great. I love that. Wow, we're really like going all out with this, huh?
Just a guy who's a hero for fun. Who the hell are you?
I am what I am, and that's all what I am.
Yep. Oh, Pop. Oh my god.
What do you know? How am I gonna get back home?
Alright. We're back to this kind of style. Actually, it's a little different. I guess it's just more hand-drawn. I don't know. Yeah, oh, geez. Ow, ow! That would hurt. Well, maybe not Popeye, but that would hurt me. My god! Oh my god, Popeye looks great. Saitama looks great too, like I don't want to sell him short, but oh my god, what is going on? I'm gonna have to rewatch this again and again. Woo! To the moon again. He's gonna jump back. Or something, maybe? Yeah, pretty much. Death. Spin. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it was gonna say spinach.
Amazing! This is amazing! How did you get so strong?
It's me, spinach.
Yep. Dang. Saitama actually looks scared. Oh, whoa. This is so... just such a passion project, man.
My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
He just jumps off the sun.
I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more.
Maybe they are just gonna have this end in a draw. I don't know.
Serious fight. I found it!
They're definitely not treating it like something Saitama can just end quickly. Ooh. Oh, damn. Oh, boy. Okay, I think I was wrong in that last statement. I think Popeye's won. Oh, egg. Because he turns him into, yeah, other objects.
He took a big gamble, but now he is scrambled. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
That's all, folks. Okay.
Well, I guess you could say that fight was
Had a feeling.
super easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama mental gag that he can't lose? It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless.
No.
He said so himself. Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite.
Yeah.
But there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger, like a bodybuilder stuck with 5-pound dumbbells. He also doesn't possess some magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort.
Yeah.
Adversaries like Boros and Garo have survived his blows repeatedly, albeit briefly. And he's never met anyone quite like Popeye the same.
That's really what it comes down to, yeah.
One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series, slapped in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
Exactly.
We know Saitama's strength does have a limit. What is it? We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious punch, but that's the
That's
joke.
not synonymous with full
Only now
power,
getting
no.
Kind of serious. In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's assume Saitama was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's still technically a human, we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively consistent with other humans.
Okay,
Let's just
I
say
can roll with that
for an
enough.
equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing. So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible. That'd make his
I do believe that.
200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros' energy blast as a base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT. That's
People are going to be upset that they put a number on that, but I can understand what they're trying to do.
But still far less than Popeye's star-busting power, which was millions of times greater. Sure, this is only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength.
Exactly.
But the point is, whatever it may be, it can be measured. That's right, but trying to compare them with just numbers isn't the whole story. While Saitama can break his world,
That's a good way of putting it, actually.
Semi-realistic world that generally obeys the laws of physics. Popeye in his world, on the other hand, can't really be measured at all. The dude's occupied 2 places at the same time, ripped the film strip he's animated on, and knocked out the guy drawing him.
Exactly.
You have to figure that out. Popeye's just on a whole other level of bullshit. Even if Saitama was strong enough to kill Popeye in 1 punch, Popeye has survived being fully disintegrated, only to
I didn't even think about that, but no, yeah, that definitely.
All of reality, and Popeye just ignored it. And on the flip side, there was nothing stopping Popeye from just turning Saitama into a bunch of eggs.
Yeah.
Which he can do without spinach. So even if Popeye was weaker, he'd still have a way to finish the job in 1 punch. Saitama was easily one of the strongest combatants we've ever seen, but pure strength was no match for Popeye's insane power, survivability, and plain old cartoon shenanigans. If you thought nothing could match the One Punch Man, now you know Popeye's spinach can. The winner is Popeye.
All right, good for you, Popeye.
And that's a wrap for our anniversary.
Okay,
season.
so I do think that there are teased combatants for the next season, but I'm terrible at figuring out who they are. I'm gonna see if I can see anything, and plus my face is covering this a bit. Bigger heroes, bigger villain, Death Battle Season 9. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to figure this out right now, especially like my head's in the way of the image. Oh shit, did I just move on to the next? Hang on a sec. Oh, give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. I had to navigate a little bit in order to get back to where I was. But yeah, no, so, again, I'm not going to be able to tell who those other characters were based on the conditions of just this reaction video, but I will take a look at that again and see who we're getting. And sometimes I just don't recognize every single character. I don't know every single character out there. But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who we're getting in Season 9. But yeah, so talking about this Death Battle, the Season 8 finale, I'm very satisfied with what we got, to be honest. The animation, I was expecting the animation to be crazy. Like, I was expecting the animation to be super ridiculous and wacky. And they did more than I thought they were going to. I didn't expect all the different animation styles to be present and for them to just, like, seamlessly transition. Like, I thought that was really cool. The dialogue between the two, like, the banter was funny. I like how Saitama was like, I finally feel like it's a fight again, you know, like, I thought that was really cool. In the analyses, they focused a lot on their capabilities, but they also focused a lot about who they are as characters and what their purposes are as characters, and I really like that. You know, talking about how Saitama finds fights boring, and how Popeye, you know, he eats his spinach and then he just does whatever he wants, you know? So I'm really happy they went over like as much as they needed to for the characters. Of course, you know, when you lay everything out, the fight does seem pretty obvious, especially like if you don't know that much about Saitama or Popeye, and if you're just looking at the numbers that they gave out and the information they gave, then yeah, it does feel kind of obvious, you know, from a numbers perspective who's going to win. But you know what? You know, it doesn't even really matter. Like, I think that they represented the characters the best that they possibly could, or maybe they could have, you know, gone deeper into specific capabilities or any amount of other things. But even still, like, I'm really happy with how they analyzed the characters. They did like essentially what I thought they were going to do. Like, if I had to pick between before, you know, if they were going to do like some kind of draw or if they were going to have a winner, I thought they were going to have a winner to make the distinction between those kinds of characters, you know, between, you know, like a gag character and a parody character, and to show that, you know, Saitama isn't unbeatable, you know, and when you have power that far outside of the universe, of Saitama's universe, and far beyond the power that Saitama has shown himself, then yeah, you know, it does make sense that Popeye just has more going for him. And it is a good way to put it, that regardless of what Saitama's power is, it can definitely be measured. Because of the world that he's in, they will always have like a measurable number. But a lot of what Popeye can do just completely transcends that stuff. You know, it breaks physics. It's stuff that Saitama would not reasonably be able to be capable of, you know, being able to punch himself, being able to punch so hard that he turns things into other things. You know, it's just not something that is really attainable for Saitama, at least not right now. Maybe for some reason One Punch Man will turn more into that Popeye-like show later, but as of right now, there is no reason to believe that Saitama would be able to do all of that stuff. So it makes perfect sense to me. The reasoning makes perfect sense. I can definitely buy it. I did think it was funny how they were trying to say, like, the weakest amount of effort Saitama could do is this, blah, 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 blah. I thought that was pretty funny. Maybe not fully necessary, but they did attack it from multiple angles, which I thought was really cool. And you know, the analyses, again, I thought the analyses were pretty funny. I think this was one of the funnier death battles, and that's really fitting, of course. But yeah, no, in general, I really enjoy myself watching it. I feel like I learned a lot for both Saitama and Popeye. I feel like I really enjoyed the animation. I enjoyed the post-analysis. I enjoyed pretty much everything about this episode, to be honest. I thought it was just a lot of fun. I don't think it's my favorite of the entire season. There are some other episodes that I really, really like, and, you know, just as normal episodes, I think they do a good job. And generally, I prefer a well-done normal episode. A well-done normal episode of Death Battle than a well-done different kind of episode of Death Battle. Like, I think back to Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man. But even still, this one was a lot more normal than that one, and, you know, it still had a lot of the elements that I've grown to love about Death Battle. It just was a little different, you know, a little weirder. And that's perfectly fine. I still really enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna have to think about how it stacks up to the other ones. But yeah, that's really it for me, for my reaction. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Comment your comments down below. Who do you think should have won? What did you think of the episode? Tell me whatever you want to tell me. And if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that'd be so great. That would really help the channel out. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.